Well, hey everybody, my name is Kurt Johnston and I am the student ministries pastor at Saddleback Church out in Southern California. And I just want to say hello and thank you for watching this little 10-minute or so video that I hope will be a source of encouragement to you as well as anybody on your team who you happen to share it with. It is baseball season. Now, not only is it baseball season, but it is like the crucial part of baseball season. Some major league teams have already clinched their division championship. Other teams are hoping to. Some are fighting for a playoff spot, a wild card spot. Out here in Southern California, the Dodgers are on fire. They're in. The Angels are fighting. They're fighting for a playoff spot. They're hoping to get the wild card. As of this moment, they have won 6 games in a row, which is amazing and awesome. I'm an Angels fan. Dodgers, who are they? But anyway, enough of that. When I was in 3rd grade, speaking of baseball, when I was in 3rd grade, I played for a Little League baseball team called the Tigers. I can still remember in between every inning, our coach would gather us up and he would say, 1, 2, 3, Tigers. And we would all lift up our little paws. Arr! 1, 2, 3, Tigers. Arr! And the Tigers in 3rd grade, we had a great season. I think we lost 1 or 2 games and we advanced all the way to the championship game. And we went into the championship game very confident, very excited, and we got demolished. We got annihilated in the championship game. I don't know what the final score was, but it was a lot to a little. And I remember as if it was yesterday what happened after the championship game. They decided to hold the awards ceremony for both teams right there, kind of in the middle of the field, kind of around the pitcher's mound on the infield for both teams. And first, they decided to give out the championship trophies. And we on the Tigers sat back while they gave out these championship trophies to each kid on the opposing team. These trophies they pulled out were massive. Now, this isn't the actual trophy, but this is about the size of the trophies that they gave. Every single player got these enormous championship trophies. I mean, their little 3rd grade hands could barely hold them over their head, and they were super excited. I remember watching that happen, and I'm looking at these massive trophies, and I'm thinking, wow, if they got those trophies for first place, and we were 2nd place, we were in the championship game, our trophies are probably going to they're going to be awesome. I mean, I know they're not going to be the championship trophies, but they're going to be amazing. And while this is just a replica of the actual championship trophy, I still have my 2nd place trophy made such an impression on me that I still have it. I've kept it all these years. It's right here. There it is. There is my 2nd place championship trophy that I got in 3rd grade on the Tigers. Now, I remember looking at this trophy and all kinds of thoughts were going through my head. Little 3rd grade cuss words were sprinting through my head. I remember thinking, all that for this? All that practice? All that listening to my dad talk to me about batting stance and throwing motion, all that for this? It just didn't seem worth it. Well, I am so thankful. I'm so thankful that youth ministry isn't like baseball. I'm so thankful because the reality is this. There will be times in your youth ministry tenure, probably very soon, where you look at your ministry and you think, man, all that for this? All that for this? Because all of us, when it comes to youth ministry, we have something that we're aiming for, right? I mean, we have something. I'm not sure what this represents for you in ministry. Maybe it's every student paying attention to your lesson. Yeah, I'm a champion. Maybe it's the respect of parents. Yeah, I'm a champion. Maybe it's getting a raise or getting to use, your youth ministry finally gets some extra space allocated to you, right? We all kind of have our eye on the prize at some aspect. And oftentimes we come up short. And sometimes we get this instead. And we have a tendency as youth workers to think, man, all that for this, all that prayer for this, all that preparation for this, all those nights away from my own family for this. It's kind of an interesting analogy. And it seems like youth ministry is like baseball, but here's the deal. I'm so glad it's not. Because God doesn't keep score the way we do. God doesn't keep score the way we do. You see, in Little League, there's winners and there's losers. And sometimes we make the mistake of thinking that God keeps score the same way. That there's winners in youth ministry and losers. And you got to do the right stuff, just the right way to be a winner. And I'm so thankful that that's not how God keeps score. Which begs the natural question. How does God keep score? I mean, how does God keep score when it comes to youth ministry? Because he does have a standard, and there are rewards attached to our service. And here's what I've learned when I look at Scripture, and you see it in different places, but you see it in some of the teachings of Jesus. And what I've learned is this, that the measure of your success in youth ministry really has nothing to do with how good you are, whether you're the champion. Your measure of success in youth ministry is simply this: faithfulness. It's faithfulness. That's what God's asking you to be, is to be faithful. We know the parable, right? Where Jesus is telling a story, and the landowner at the story says to one of his workers, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." Well done, my good and faithful servant. And then he says, "You've been faithful in little things. I'm going to make you ruler over much. Come on in and celebrate and enjoy the rewards with your master." That's the Kurt Johnston paraphrase. But that's what God's looking for. Well done, my good and faithful servant. It's not well done, my good and cool servant. Well done, my good and theologically astute servant. Well done, my good and amazing communicator servant. What God is saying is, well done, my good and faithful servant. So this year, maybe even this week, you're going to be tempted to look at your ministry, and you're going to have the moment where you think to yourself, all that for this? And you're going to compare what you have with what you think you're supposed to get, and what you've accomplished with what you think you're supposed to accomplish, and what you've gotten in return, and your faith and your skill set with what you think you're supposed to get in return, and what you think your skill set is supposed to be. And I just want to close by saying this: God doesn't keep score the way the world does. This week, be faithful. Be faithful. And you will see God continue to do amazing things in your ministry. Well, man, again, thanks so much for joining us. I hope that that's just a little word of encouragement for you. Thanks for doing what you do, and we'll talk to you again. Take care.